In this video, we break down a real juvenile court permanency hearing involving two young siblings placed in foster care. The court reviewed detailed updates on the children's medical and developmental conditions, the parents' compliance with court-ordered services, and expert recommendations moving forward. The judge also issued new directives and set the next hearing date. This summary is for educational purposes only and not legal advice. For factual breakdowns of real court hearings like this, subscribe to the channel.
The Machado children, everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's talk about Riker first. Riker's has some eating issues. He wasn't verbal at first when he first came into care, but now he has a couple of words or trying to. He's small in stature. He's delayed a little bit. He's in a therapeutic foster home, kind of close to Lampasas County. Weird new things, started eating poop at night. So they're working on that. We still need information for geriatric testing. On both cases, it looks like Mr. Machado is doing a little bit more on the service plan than Ms. Grubbs. Little Anthony, his brain, I like how Dr. Sheehan explains stuff, and for us lay people to understand, basically his brain atrophied, so his brain has stopped growing. He has poor to maybe no eyesight, maybe has hearing loss, has problems eating, has to use his passy to push the food down his mouth. We don't have consistent drug testing. It doesn't sound like Anthony's going to progress more than infant stage for his life, unless I'm just reading this stuff wrong. So, but Riker is coming along. So, Ms. Reeser, you may begin.
Thank you. Ms. Lancaster, we might know this answer based on this morning, but is Sandra still living with Roy?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, are they still in a relationship?
I believe so, yes.
Since March, Ms. Grubbs has been testing negative, but she's also missed 5 tests. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what was her reasoning for that?
She couldn't get a ride, or she was working.
And have you offered to help take her to get drug testing done?
Yeah. Yes.
And does she take you up on that offer?
At the beginning she did, hasn't since, no.
What basically, generally, were the results of Ms. Grubbs' psychological evaluation?
That she has PTSD and depression, and it's domestic abuse coming from childhood to adulthood.
And are there recommendations in that psychological that you have requested Ms. Grubbs to do?
Everything that was in there, I have already requested.
And do you need the court to order any of that so that Ms. Grubbs will do it?
Just the psychiatric, just so she can get help for her depression.
Has Roy done his batter's intervention and prevention class?
They everything was sent, but they have been trying to contact them to try to get through to set up a date for both of them to start, and they're having trouble getting through. I even had trouble getting through trying to contact them, but I'm going to continue trying to contact them to get that set up for them.
So you said a lot of theys, so I just want to clear up.
Where I had sent them to do the batter's intervention, they submitted things that they had to fill out online. And then some Miss Grubbs has been calling them to try to set up appointments for her and Mr. Machado, but they're not getting call back. So I tried before I went. I left, but I didn't get any luck either. I'll continue trying to get that set up for both of them, for both Mr. Machado and Miss Grubbs.
And is that the same with protective parenting?
Miss Grubbs started. I got a actually, when I checked my email this morning, I had gotten her updates that she has started, and she's progressing, and she engages in protective parenting. Mr. Grubbs has not started. I meant Mr. Machado, sorry.
And have you given Mr. Machado that information so that he can start protective parenting?
I have recently was able to meet with him and his attorney, and he received a copy of the information.
Since March, Roy has been testing mostly negative, but he has also missed 11 tests. Is that correct?
Yes.
And he tested positive for marijuana back on April 14th, 2025, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Machado provided for his 11 missed tests.
Same was working. He's been since I wrote the court report, they've been more doing the drug test. They are not on the court report as court report was already submitted.
Okay, and are those tests, was he negative or positive?
Both him and Miss Grubbs were both negative.
Has Roy completed his psychological evaluation?
No, I had to resubmit another 2054, and Dr. Dayham had tried to contact him to set up an appointment.
And do you know if Dr. Dayham was able to get in touch with Mr. Machado or the status of that?
He emailed me and let me know that he reached out to him, sent a text message, but has as of right now, I have not gotten an update from Mr. Dr. Dayhan that he has set that up yet. And usually he's pretty good at letting me know when he sets an appointment for my clients.
Are Sandra and Roy seeing Riker?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, and is because of court orders, or have you set visits that just haven't occurred?
No visits. Nothing has been occurred. It was due to court order. And
how is Riker doing with his speech and his motor skills and his eating?
He's doing a lot better with his speech. I can understand words when he's talking to me. He's talking a little bit more. Before, he would just point at things and look at me and hand me things but now he's saying words. And when I was over there last time, I would say, show me the shirt or this, and then he would say it. And so he's learning a lot more. Now, the eating, he's still struggling with his eating. Like the court report said, he eating his poop, taking his diaper off at nighttime, eating his poop. Foster family bought they usually put them on babies to keep them together, those zip up, and it's like it's hard to explain. It's like a pajama, but it's open in the bottom. It's they can kick their feet and stuff like that, but it zips up. So they put that on him backwards and zip it up so he don't take his clothes off at nighttime to eat his poop.
Is he more engaged with people than he was when you first met him?
Yes, but he still he'll go sit next to the kids and play with the other kids in the home, but he doesn't join up with them. He takes a toy and he sits by them, and he doesn't play with them, but he's next to them now instead of sitting on the other side of the room.
Okay. And what was in the court report and what Judge Mabry said, are there any updates on Anthony or anything you'd like to add on how he's doing?
No, everything what the judge has read, that's pretty much it. When I went to go see him, you can tell that he's not meeting any milestones. Usually he's kicked their feet a lot, and he doesn't really kick his feet. He just moves, and like really little bit moves his feet together, just enough to kick off them socks constantly, but he doesn't reach for no toys or nothing. When you talk to him, he doesn't acknowledge you're talking to him. He does acknowledge a light, but not if I move in front of him, he doesn't acknowledge that. But if I turn him towards the window, and that he'll follow the light and nothing else.
Do you need, are you asking the court to order anything today for the case or for the parents on the parenting plans?
Just maybe the psychiatric Miss Grubbs, just so she can get help with the depression. I know she was self-medicating, and with marijuana, that's why she was using it to self-medicate. if she got some legal help with that from a psychiatrist, then she won't have to use marijuana.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Anybody else have any questions, Ms. Lancaster? No?
Oh, I did get the genetics. Miss sent them to me, and I forward them genetics, so they were provided.
Okay, good. Fix that all. Miss, do you
Yes, ma'am.
know if the parents have any criminal charges pending?
Right now, I do not believe they have anything pending.
Okay.
Your Honor, I can speak to that. No case has been presented to the county attorney's office for either parent.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Ray, your next witness.
Witnesses.
Okay, Mr. Grove, any witnesses?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. Glass, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Faith, let's hear from you first about Mr. Riker. Anything from your report?
Nothing exactly. I did get notification today that Miss Grubbs's genetic and development forms were received, but I don't believe we have Mr. Machado's forms, which will really help the eating disorders and the new behavior that he's taken on. And also he has a weak grasp. So he's having a problem with his writing tools and utensils. I've watched him with a big crayon, which he had a hard time applying any pressure with, but a little crayon was a little easier. So hopefully those genetic forms and the genetic testing will reveal some things for us.
Okay. Ms. Lancaster, do you have those from Mr. Machado?
I believe the ones that I received were from Matt, and I believe that's just from Miss Grubbs. I do not have anything from Mr. Grubbs. I mean, Mr. Machado, I apologize.
Yes, and where was he supposed to get those from?
I provided them to their attorneys.
And then they filled them out?
Yes, ma'am. I also sent them a copy in the mail.
Mr. Glass, do we know why we don't have those from Mr. Machado?
I'll get on it, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, what else, Ms. Faye?
That is it. Other than, I mean, he is making slow progress. As Ms. Lancaster mentioned, he does get along with the kids in the home. He's learning how to play and socialize a lot more. He does still mimic the kids. For instance, while I was talking with the Fosters, they were each holding a child, and he came to me and stood there, and I asked him, "Do you want to be picked up?" And so I picked him up. So he's not initiating things, but he is definitely learning positive things from the other kids.
Well, that's better than negative things from the other kids.
Yes.
Are the children in the home with Riker, are they their bio children or other fosters or what?
They are adopted children, and they each have, there's 3 of them. There's 4, 3, and 2, and they each one of them has some sort of special needs.
Oh.
So everybody's getting therapy in the house, physical, occupational, speech. They recently underwent some surgery for one of their children. So it's a busy household.
Do the parents work outside the home?
No, one is a retired trauma nurse, also medevac nurse, and so the other one, I can't remember what she did, but they're both retired. They have much older.
They're 2 moms?
A husband and wife.
Oh, okay. I thought you said she 2 times, so I was wondering. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's anybody having excuse me, any questions, Miss Faith? No. But he plays, can walk, can do all that kind of stuff, okay?
I would not say his plays, usually he has a small toy and he's kind of just moving it around. He'll show it to you if you ask him. Like I said, he's not really initiating things, but he does play or do things, manipulates things by himself. It's not like, I would not say it's what I've viewed a 2.5-year-old play to be. He can sit for a really, really time just manipulating one small little bluey doll that he got from McDonald's or whatever. Not really playing, but just walking around maybe.
Do you go to daycare or does he stay home during the day?
They all stay home.
Okay.
The 4-year-old does go to preschool when it's open.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. Okay, Dr. Shin, what's up?
Well, in Pastor's report, latest report to the court, mentioned 12 milestones, of which Anthony had apparently achieved 2. I spoke with the placement yesterday, and those 2 are no longer in evidence. In fact, it's clear based on my own observations and the observations of the placement that he is moving backwards. He no longer recognizes his caregivers. He doesn't move his lips like he did before. He doesn't reach, grab, smile, laugh, babble. He's aware of the difference between light and darkness, as Ms. Lancaster indicated. But based on the notes from his ophthalmological examination, it appears that the optic nerve, which is the nerve which goes from the eye to the brain and transmits visual images, are atrophying. And the longer that they do that, the less likely he is to be able to see. I'm going to ask the court today to order a hearing test, although I will say that the child placing agency and the placement caregivers are among the best I've ever seen. They're just wonderful, and they're trying to get the appointment, but I think with the weight of a court order, it might happen more readily. He's 3 to 5 spoonfuls of pureed food, which once again has to be pushed back onto his tongue to a point where he can swallow it. He doesn't initiate that motion himself. His movements appear to be involuntary. This muscle stiffness, which is evident, which would mean that the baclofen, which normally would relax those muscles, isn't doing that anymore. He's just losing ground. It's sad. It's tragic, but he is losing ground. And I fear if he continues to do that, I fear for his continued viability.
Is thing with Anthony all brain related?
It would appear so. It's, as I have said to you before, Judge, it doesn't take a lot of brain to be a baby. It really doesn't. It just comes, it's that primitive brain, that natural brain. If he starts to lose that, then we're talking about the part of the brain that tells his heart to beat and all the other things that we required to maintain life. Hopefully that's not going to happen. But the fact that he is now not able to do 2 of the things he was before is really worrying.
Does he cry?
Constantly.
Really?
When he's not asleep, he cries, but there's no relief for it. I can't imagine what it's like for him to not be able to see, to not be able to, likely not be able to hear, to by yourself. The only comfort that he gets is when he's picked up by the caregivers and held, and that eventually will calm him down and he will stop crying. But it's dark where he is, and it's quiet or silent where he is, and that must be terrifying.
Does he sleep through the night?
Yes. Most nights, well, let me go back. He falls asleep, awakens, is picked up, soothed, and put back down, and generally sleeps for the rest of the night.
Does he have to eat any during the night?
No,
No.
he's fed primarily through the G tube.
Okay. Yes, caregivers stay home with him all day, correct?
24 hours. There are 2 in the household, and they're there monitoring him 24 hours a day. They trade off.
Are they the foster parents, or there other have bring a nurse in?
There's nurses.
Okay. How many other children are in the home with him?
I believe 1, but he's older.
Okay.
And another baby was just placed with them, a little boy that also has medical needs. So they have 2 nurses that are on duty 24/7. They work 12-hour shifts, and then the next nurse comes in and stays the next 12 hours.
Do the foster parents work outside the home?
Yes.
Okay. But trained to be placements for these special needs children, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
The mom, she's a nurse as well.
So basically, Dr. Sheehan, he cries or sleeps, right?
He goes to sleep. He cries. They pick him up. They soothe him. They put him back down when he is quieted, and he goes back to sleep.
I'm your milestones, but I go back and look. Can he reach out for anything?
No,
No. He's laying there. Miss Bennett sent me pictures cute of him. I mean, move his legs or his arms or anything?
No, no,
Move his head?
no. He may turn his head when there's a change in light, but from my understanding, it happens when he's in someone's arms and they turn towards the window or turn towards a light, and then he will see light, brightness, but not images. From what
You know, you have a newborn, you have to hold their head. Do you still have to hold his head?
he has some little strength there, but there is some, but generally no. I think the thing that I see when I look at him is the most significant thing is his body is rigid. It's almost as though I believe he's having seizures, but his body looks like they're having seizures. The muscles are stiff.
Right.
Not
all the time?
Well, when I'm looking at him, yes. The baclofen has been prescribed to those muscles so that it doesn't. He should be able to demonstrate that it's working by his motion, and so they're going to be in touch with the physician and see if maybe a further dose would be helpful. But you have to be careful, as you know, Judge, from a prior case. If you give too much baclofen, it also affects the muscles of the chest, which means we can't breathe, and that requires intubation, which is not the way we want to go.
Well, and he's Keppra and something else for seizures, correct?
Baclofen, clonidine, gabapentin, Keppra, clozapine.
So
I want to see any more medications.
No. But you'd think some of those for his seizures would be working.
Well, let me just go back and say, I don't believe they're seizures. I believe they are stiffening of his muscles, not from a seizure. It's not the same as a seizure where everything goes quickly, because then that eventually will relax, and his don't, apparently.
He just got fitted for thumb braces because he stiffens up and he keeps his thumbs and his fingers like that. So they don't want him to stay like that. He's fitted for thumb braces. So it'll keep his hands, and his toes are doing the same thing. The doctor says they're not as bad, so they're going to keep an eye on that. And if it continues to curl up like that, they're going to have to put him in a foot brace type thing to keep his toes straight as well.
If he didn't have these nurses 24/7, would he survive?
I think that the nurses are giving him all of the care he could get. I think it would be the same in a hospital setting. It's simply what his brain is allowing his body to do. And if the brain keeps atrophying, then gross motor skills now, the skills that he has, there are no fine motor skills involved. So gross motor skills, and if those start to deteriorate, there's really not much that can be done.
Is he, I'm just going to say me, for example, okay? I'm just a lay person. I don't have any medical background. Could me and my husband, just being regular lay people, could we take care of him, or would we have to have somebody here 24/7?
Do you each have 12 hours a day that you can spend doing that? Well, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take that. It's going to take somebody who has the experience to recognize when an emergency is occurring and to know exactly how to respond to it instantly while it's there in front of you, and also to know when it's appropriate and necessary to take the child into a hospital. It is not for the average foster home.
Or the average just regular parent.
No, don't think that would. I don't think he'd have a chance in the world unless you have somebody like the ones that he has now. Take somebody like the Ames for that other case.
Yeah. Right. Anybody any questions? Okay. Anybody have anything else they'd like to add? Okay. What I'm going to order is Ms. Grubbs to submit to a psychiatric evaluation set up by the department within 1 week. Our next permanency hearing is 10/6/25. Parents, y'all have service plans you have to comply, or your parental rights could be subject to termination. Mr. Machado is to submit the genetic forms to CPS within 1 week. Hearing test is to be ordered on, Anthony. It is to be performed by the next hearing, which is 10/6, and the results are also to be returned by then. Okay?
Judge, did you say the 10/6 or 10/26?
10/6, sorry, 10/6. Dr. Sheehan, are y'all okay over in your area?
Well, the helicopters have started flying again this morning, and we were about 1,000 feet from the river, so it's that's an airport around here. They're the river intersections. It's rained here last night and today, and they expect more later this week. So yesterday, the people who are searching for bodies had to suspend that. They've started back up again this morning. Their helicopters are flying again, which is a good thing. I've noticed there's about a 30-acre piece of land as you first come into Kerrville, and I drove by there yesterday, and I don't know how many boom trucks capable of moving large amounts of brush and debris, but there must have been 50 or 60 double trailers in there. So they're starting to work on clearing out to make sure that the roads are at least passable. And then not in the lifetime of anybody in this hearing right now will it look the same as it looked prior to the flood. I mean, it's just huge cypress trees just bent over and they'll never get straight again. It's just the amount of damage that was done. And we have the poor darlings from Camp Mystic.
Right.
27 of them.
Were y'all home when the flood came down?
Yes. Didn't tell where we are. It was, a hunt. The topography is that the hills are very steep, high, and close together. So it's shoving a large amount of water through something like that, and it just accelerates. And the stuff that's in the front can't get out fast enough, so it just keeps building and building. It was 50 feet high, vertical feet high by the time it got down to center point. And nothing was going to stop that.
The water or the debris?
Either.
Oh, wow.
Either, but the water was filled with debris. There's one video showing the coming around a curve in the river and coming straight at the person who was videoing it, and just inexorable. Just you knew it wasn't going to stop. But the good news is, if there is such a thing, is that we have hundreds and hundreds of volunteers here.
Opening up their homes and everything else. So, I was a camper there. I get it.
Well, it's a huge tract of land. It's what, 725 acres? Been there since 1926, and they were just swept off the sides. The ones that were the younger ones were down near the water.
Right. I didn't go to Mystic. I went to Arrowhead, but same. So wow. And mother and my daughter. So yeah, we did. So well, we're thinking about y'all and your community and everybody else. So keep us posted. I texted Miss Cash to check on everybody. I didn't want to reach out individually, but she let me know that all y'all's Casa family and everybody was good. So that was, anyway, we were thinking about y'all.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't want to start crying. So anyway, okay, we'll see y'all on October 6th. Thank you.
Judge.
The hearing ended with the court maintaining foster placement, issuing new medical and evaluation orders, and clearly reminding both parents that full compliance with their service plans is critical. While one child continues to make slow developmental progress, the other faces severe and ongoing medical challenges that remain central to the court's concerns. The case will return to court for further review, where the children's safety, stability, and long-term outcomes will remain the top priority.